Guardian's Vault is the 7th most viewed Minecraft prison on YouTube. The process that it takes to imprison a player takes more kill checks than I've seen in any other Minecraft prison, and the interior is so convoluted, I don't even know what's going on the inside. But what's more intimidating is the outside, which is surrounded by 192 block wide area bands. And I'm gonna break someone out of this prison, but each button on my keyboard and mouse can only be hit once. To be more specific, here is all 100 keys on my keyboard. I can hold down any key for as long as I want, but as soon as I let go of one, I can never hit it again for the rest of the escape. And the scroll wheel will count as a button. So let's let the escape begin. The first button I'm going to press is the most important button on my keyboard. Obviously that is F5. I don't want to do the whole escape in third person, that was just for the intro. But now that I've pressed it, I cannot press F5 ever again for the rest of the escape. Now, I'd love to just start walking towards Guardian's Vault and mining in, but like I said, the area bands are 192 blocks thick, so there's no way I'm getting anywhere near there. But you might notice this thing right here, that's actually the visitor entrance portal. How are visitors supposed to get to that portal if this whole area right here is area band? Well, actually, the guards have to disable it for a visiting process. So all I have to do is tell the guards I want to visit, and they'll literally just disable the area band in front of me. And if you couldn't guess by my hotbar, I'm not planning on visiting. Now, if I wanted to, I could just start walking towards Guardian's Vault, but I don't want to waste the W key this early on, and besides, it's not even the only key that I can move around with. So to conserve my keys as much as possible, instead, I'm going to move forward with S. Well, okay, not forward, backwards, but if I turn around, then it's forwards. Now, you'll notice the arrangement of my hotbar is a little bit interesting. You'll see why that is in a moment. And now I'll hit F3 to make sure my coordinates are right, and yes, they're right over here. Where is here, you may ask? I'm currently standing over the coordinates of one of Guardian's Vault's area bands. I mentioned this in an earlier episode of this series, but all of Guardian's Vault's area bands are completely defended by nothing but dirt, which means I can disable them permanently with just a bunch of TNT. So the next button we're gonna press, if you haven't guessed, is right click. As we place blocks though, since I'm pressing S, you're gonna find that it gets harder and harder to place blocks at the right angle. So the next button I'm gonna press after right click is the space button. And I have to make sure to hold down the space button, the right click button, and the S button for a long time. After I exhaust all the TNT in my 7th hotbar slot, I'm going to press 6 to switch to hotbar slot 6. But an interesting problem I've noticed about the TNT is that we have to drill 30 blocks down, and we can't drill 30 blocks deep with just a pile of TNT on the surface. So I'm going to blow this TNT up in 2 separate waves. So obviously to light this, we're gonna have to press 3. I'm going to look up because I want to make sure not to blow up the TNT yet. So we'll make sure we get to the right angle and bop! Okay, now I gotta run away. I gotta run away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa! Oh my gosh, I'm actually surprised I didn't take any damage. I really thought I'd take damage. Alright, now I'm going to switch to hotbar slot 8 by pressing 8. And we have to go into that hole down there. Yeah, I'm going to be looking straight... Oh, yep, that hurt. Right here is good. That's actually not good. That's the wrong coordinates. And we'll exhaust the next 2 stacks. Okay, I've come up with a kind of decent strategy. If I look straight down, I can kind of maneuver myself better because I can see behind and in front of me, which works a lot better when all I can do is press S. And now we're going to press hotbar slot 9 to get to the 9th bit of TNT. I honestly don't know how I'm going to survive this next blast of TNT though, because as soon as I place the torch, I don't really have anywhere to run. Also, this TNT is now just about close enough that the guards can actually hear it from inside the prison. So as soon as this goes off, they'll be able to hear the TNT and be very suspicious, but that is part of my plan. Alright, I'm so scared, but I know where I'm gonna place it. Bop! Okay, run away. Perfect. We've blown up the area band successfully. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, I'm kind of improvising here, but I'm using the dirt I just got in my hotbar to get away. So, the next thing I'm going to do is let go of all the keys I've been holding down. And now here's the greatest part of my escape, where I'm going to take full advantage of all the keys on my keyboard. I'm going to press T. I'm going to send a message in chat to the guards. To make sure they see it, I'm going to hit caps lock, then I, dash, since I can't use space, E, 5, since I've already used the S key, C, A, P, I can't use E anymore, so I'll press D, then for my next space, since I can't use space or the hyphen, I'll use the equal sign, then V, I can't use A anymore, so I'll use 4, U, L, and 7 since I can't use T, and this message is supposed to communicate in very broken elite, I escaped vault. Hopefully that will trick the guards into thinking I'm breaking into the vault. Well, I say trick them, but I am breaking in. Then I'll hit the shift key, then hold down the exclamation point button for as long as I want. This is the same button as the 1 key, so I can no longer press 1, of course. Then, once I let go of both of these, I'm going to press the enter key, and just in case they didn't see my chat message, I'll hit slash, then the up arrow, then this second enter key I have on my keyboard to send it a second time. So from the guard's point of view, they just heard a bunch of TNT, and the player who was supposed to be visiting now still hasn't gone through the portal, and instead they've just spammed in chat, "I escaped vault." So what are they going to do? Naturally, they're going to trigger the suicide switch. Canadian. What the? Aren't you supposed to be good at escaping? You've just permanently banned yourself from the server. Ah, not so fast, because I know about a critical flaw with this Minecraft prison. The specific layout of its suicide switch triggering mechanism is 4 droppers with 1 area ban inside each dropper. And when the guards trigger the kill switch, all the area bans just get dispensed into 1 block spaces where they just sit there for 5 minutes until they despawn. So the kill switch is actually temporary. And I blew up the other area ban, so any items that get dispensed out of that will also despawn in 5 minutes. I can join the server soon. I just have to wait for the right moment. So I'm going to use my left mouse pad button to click back to server list. And now I'm going to use a super obscure Minecraft mechanic I bet you never thought would be useful in an escape room. You can join a Minecraft server by using the right click button instead of the left click. So I'll use the last remaining right click I have on my trackpad to log onto the server. Now I'm on the last stage of my escape and I have to start moving again, but I used the D and A key in that chat message I sent and I've already used S. So the only key left I have to move is W, which means I have to be holding down the W key for basically the rest of the escape. Now the next thing we're going to do is pretty intuitive. I'm going to use the 1 click I have left, left click. And just like with W, I'm basically going to have to hold onto this button for pretty much the rest of the run. And we're going to mine straight to the cell. What's worse is I can't press space, so if I go too far down with this, I won't be able to get back up. So I think that's probably good. Let's start moving laterally. After several minutes of mining, I've finally struck obsidian, so we should probably move to the left now. Alright, I've been mining around for a while, and I've basically gone in this kind of arc around this thing, which seems to be the front of some weird sphere, but I'd estimate based off of memory that the cell is kind of in this direction. Oh, shoot. Okay, there's a hole here. Actually, I think this is where the cell is. Perfect, cobblestone, okay. And now you can see the second flaw of this prison that makes my escape work so well, and that is the fact that the cobble regen cell doesn't actually regenerate cobblestone. What's funny is my original plan was to use Q to throw the ender pearls to the prisoner, and then have them kill themselves with the ender pearls, and then I'd go mine down to their bed and break the bed. But this regen cell is actually way more broken than I thought it was, and I've come up with an even easier way to escape. And that is to just throw them a stack of dirt and let them climb out the way I got in. All of this dirt is going to flow down to the bottom of this water, and I'll just sit here holding W so I don't pick it up. So now I'll show you this escape from the prisoner's point of view, because remember, the prisoner has their own keyboard and mouse with its own buttons. So the prisoner still has controls they can use. We're going to start by obviously just pressing W and Control, getting in this water, and swimming down and out. Then we'll press space to get over this gap, and since we'll still need space later, I'll keep holding it down until we get to the end of this hallway, where I've obviously picked up the stack of dirt blocks. This part is stupid intuitive. We hold down right click, and with all 4 of these buttons pressed down, I just have to nerd pull out of the prison. Now here's the thing. Obviously my main account, which is still down there, who broke into this prison, is now stuck. But I said at the beginning of the video that each key on our keyboards and mouses could only be pressed once during the escape. But now that this prisoner is officially out of the bounds of the prison, the escape is no longer taking place, and therefore the rule no longer applies, and we can press whatever keys we want. And that means the player I left down there can easily just dig their way back out of the prison, and that is how you escape Guardian's Vault, 1 key at a time.